This all started in my childhood. My parents got pregnant very young, and my grandparents were the kind of people that, oh, you're pregnant, now you need to get married. And they had 2 more kids. They fought so horribly that me and my siblings just kind of acted like it was normal, even when it became physical. And we woke up one day with our mother gone. My name is Amber Campbell, and I go to the Franklin campus. You know, with your mother leaving, that's pretty traumatic with no explanation, but what she did after that kind of hurt the most when she just packed us up from our dad, who took care of us for that time she was gone, and then made us move in, not only with a woman who was a stranger to me now, but with another man that we were kind of expected to treat it as a father. So eventually my dad remarries, and my stepmother didn't really quite want him involved with me and my sisters. So again, I felt like I was abandoned for the second time, and so I lost another parent. And I started just hanging out with some questionable kids, doing some questionable things, but they were there for me. They became like my family when I had nobody else. Between 8th grade and 9th grade, that summer, I developed an eating disorder and became really thin. And in high school, that got me some unexpected male attention. I thought, oh, they wouldn't be giving me this attention if they didn't like me. And then, oh, if they like me, then they must love me. And that's when it started to turn into hooking up, because I thought I was feeling emotions and cared for, and I was finally being loved. It turned into a lot of partying, sneaking out, not telling my mom where I was. I was raped a few times because I got so drunk at parties. And then I got a boyfriend who was older than me, and then he broke up with me, and I tried to kill myself because the first person I thought that loved me, who really loved me, left me again, and I couldn't handle it. So I wanted to end it. And then when I went to kill myself, I accidentally butt-dialed somebody, and they talked me out of it. I am so grateful for that person. And I kind of start to get my life together a little bit. I was excited to go to college and start over where no one knew me. Then I get to college, and the partying, the temptations all around. We were drinking. I started hooking up with people again, and I almost had a mental breakdown because I was like, this is turning into my life. This is my life back then, and I wanted to change that, and here it is happening again. I just must deserve it. And I started to become suicidal again. I tried to drink my troubles away. The invitation, my sister every Sunday, we're going to church. You want to come? We're going to save you a seat. And I just remember waking up and saying, I'm going to go. I mean, why not? My life is already, I feel like, way below rock bottom. You can only go up from here, right? So I'll just go. And I went. And it was just the funniest thing, because I did feel like Pastor Danny was talking to me. He was talking about underage, premarital sex and partying and alcoholism, and I was just like, I looked over at my sister and I was like, did you tell him I was gonna be here? Like, is this like a setup? And she was like, is he saying something you need to hear? And I was like, and I broke down. This is how I was all of church, just crying. And I will never forget when he says, besides, despite all of those things, God still loves you. And and he never left you. I wish he knew how much I needed to hear that. But you know who did know? God knew. God knew that my sister needed to keep inviting me no matter what. Because he knew eventually I would get there. And I was just in that seat listening to that message at the right moment. And he knew I was going to be there. You never know who it's going to affect and where that one invitation's going to go. I never expected that my boyfriend, now husband, would have came with me, and then his parents started coming with us, and now my son is going to be a huge part of this church, and Jesus is going to be a huge part of his life, I hope. And it's just crazy how one invitation just changes a whole person's life. And from that change, other changes happen as well.